don't try and branch out and do too many crazy things because you don't need to. Well, Parasite SEO, that's the big one. That's why it completely changed from the SEO website model. And then the company messaged me saying, look, the brands, like people are thinking you're our brand, blah, blah, blah. It's still under our trademark. Change the website name, otherwise we're suing you. And then luckily that's the easiest way to get away with it. People think AI content as well is no good, but AI content work. Well, that's the best way to do it. It's just to speed up the entire process, and it's a tool to use. It's not like the full service thing. You shouldn't fully rely on it.
How about black hat SEO? Is this around to stay? Especially since competition is getting harder and harder. It's getting even harder to rank. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Odys Podcast. My name is Aneta Samkov, and today I'm hosting James Oliver. Welcome, James.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here. Great view.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I love that studio. It's really good. James is Odys Mentors and top Parasite SEO professional. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So it's quite funny being called a Parasite SEO professional because it's generally changed quite a lot over the past few years. So I've done affiliate SEO for the past 8 years, built my own portfolio of websites, mainly in the sleep and mattress industry, but in multiple verticals as well. And then with the HCU update came about, it's like smashed a lot of sites. Still make good money, but nothing compared to what it used to be. And it's one of those where it's like, I've just seen like more authority sites like ranking in the SERPs and after the update. And even with the HCU, for example, in the Australian market, like all the US websites was ranking in Australia when they had no right. They don't sell the products, don't do anything in Australia, but there's ranking. So it's like pure authority. So like ever since then, I've gone a little bit more black hat and gone more Parasite SEO and more into software. I still do affiliate stuff, but I've pretty much gone full into Parasite SEO now.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody I talk to, like, James, Parasite SEO.
It works. It's good fun.
It is, especially now, right? So we're here at SiGMA Eurasia. How do you like the conference so far?
It's good. So SiGMA, this is the first SiGMA I've done. I've done Affiliate World for, it's 3 years now, actually. I was speaking to someone today and trying to count in my head. So for the past 3 years, I've done Affiliate World. And I spoke at the last one in Bangkok. And then SiGMA's actually purchased Affiliate World. And then that's why they're back-to-back now. So it's my first SiGMA trying it out. And it's really good. Mainly, obviously, iGaming and stuff like that. But it's really, really good event.
Awesome. How do you like the networking?
Networking's awesome. So with SiGMA, there's obviously all the after parties and the Odys party with that. That was brilliant for the first night. We had the fireworks and everything, which was cool.
Oh, that was beautiful.
It was really good.
And everybody stayed at the closing.
Oh, they did. Yeah. I wanted to, but because we're in Dubai, it's really, you get lost really easy. My girlfriend was at the Dubai Mall and then she couldn't get a taxi, so I had to leave early to go help her find a taxi because it's incredible. Other than that, I would have stayed forever because the parties are incredible and the networking at the event's good. And then obviously your booth as well. So the Odys booth is huge and there's a lot of your team here. How many guys have you got? SiGMA?
I think it's around, I can't even calculate, like around 10 of us in total. And we have a really good merch. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I got bags and bags full of all swag.
Yeah, even now, one of these merchants saved us with the...
Well, it is, yeah, because we've been back-to-back and networking and doing all these events. My phone's ran out of battery, but Odys luckily had merch of a charging pack, so it's just charging my phone now, so that's
exactly. So since we're talking iGaming, iGaming sites often have this problem with Google penalties. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, with me, I've actually never had a Google penalty, which is kind of a badge of honor when you're in SEO. You should be getting a Google penalty, to be honest with you. But I've never had a Google penalty, but I have tanked a lot of sites, sometimes on purpose and sometimes just by making silly mistakes. And then one of the biggest mistakes I made was same as what Mac Diggy did, to be honest with you. It was coming up to Black Friday and I wanted to rank higher. So I basically changed all the internal links and over-optimized the anchor text and tanked my own site. But with iGaming, you do get a similar thing with Google penalties, especially with spammy links, which you can get away with more than in other industries just because of the industry itself. It's Google's used to more spammy links. But with everything, especially with iGaming, people take it up too far and then get hit by Google penalty by over-optimizing or sending far too many spammy links to the sites.
So what are the common mistakes people make?
With that, I would say buying too many PBNs, but PBNs are still powerful. The PBNs work really, really well. It's basically not looking natural. So you want to still get no follow and do follow, and you want to get links from everything. Profile links, PBNs, guest posts, link inserts, PR, and basically just look like a real business, have citations as well. And that's like a big common mistake. People just focus on one thing. And basically if something's easy, people tend to do the easy option and then keep doing the easy option. And then that's what gets you hammered.
So the problem is they pick just one strategy and stick to it instead of reaching out to other areas.
Generally, it would be either PBNs or link inserts, because they're the two kind of easiest to get the link. So they'll either buy far too many PBNs or far too many link inserts, and then that's when they kind of get hit.
How about the anchor optimization?
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't touch on. The anchor optimization's big. So with that, like the best approach is with everything is analyze all the competitors, analyze the SERP, and then see what's working for everyone else. Because then each SERP is different from like iGaming to, I don't know, like a sewing website. It's totally different with the amount of branded or the what you can get away with. So you want to get an overall picture of what's the SERPs like, and then just basically stick within the boundaries of what everyone else is doing. So a mixture of branded anchor text, a mixture of like exact match and everything like that.
So can you tell us more about the websites you tanked? Like, why did you do it? What's the story behind it?
Oh, generally it's to just get more money. And that's generally happens. Just try to over optimize, rank higher and get more money. I did a stupid one with my case study website, which I built, the observation hobbies one. So basically it was a bit to do with the code, and I updated the website and got rid of the code. So it changed all the URL structures. And the traffic dropped a little bit, but then I decided to later on, when I realized what was happening, because I basically just build sites, leave them for a little bit and then work on them again, let them age, because I think age is very, very important. But with that, I basically tried to change all the silo structure back, and then Google didn't want to index the entire site because I've mixed the URLs around too much. So that was the big one.
Okay. So what are the good strategies to prevent that?
Basically just stick to the basics and keep doing that, and don't try and branch out and do too many crazy things, because you don't need to.
Because how do you make that linking profile look natural? Like, what does that mean?
What a normal business would do. So like with my affiliate websites, I always try and put an address on there, even if it's like a co-working place or just an Airbnb where you stay at for a while and do it that way. But always try and put an address and build citations to that, because citations are very easy, like the Yellow Pages, the Yelp. It changes with different geos of the like top 100 or 500 you want. But definitely get citations. All real businesses get citations and get listed on these platforms. Okay. And then just basically just get your social media pages and just do the general normal stuff, which you should be doing on top of everything else. The EAT kind of stuff.
Okay. So what are in your opinion, most underrated SEO strategies currently?
Most underrated SEO strategies. So content and links, like people think AI content as well is no good, but AI content works. Like the underrated strategy is basically AI content and then paying an editor to actually go over and just make sure, factually checked, and make sure it's formatted well and it's correct, and it's not doing the AI in the landscape of, in the realm of those sort of keywords. But if you are clever with that, you can do AI agents and build steps in to automatically remove all these filler words, which are generally with the AI content, which gets picked up. So that's a big one. And then, just around that, basically.
So what do you think about these AI content detectors? They got quite popular recently.
they're very popular, and I've got a few friends who own them, and I don't really want to negate them too much, but they're all bullshit, really. They don't detect it. They're not trained on a big enough sample. It changes for different niches, and the best way is just to get the list of the most common words. Like, you can find it online, or we can maybe put it in the description of the podcast, a link to like some of the doc for it. But generally it's just, they're not training enough data and it's not realistic. Like it doesn't detect AI content. Google can't figure it out properly.
The thing is, I also believe, like, what's AI content in the first place? Like, it's not black and white, right? There are different shades in between, because we rarely see now text written just by a human or just by AI, right? Oftentimes it's the collaboration of human with AI. So, like, what's the point of these detectors?
Yeah, well, that's the best way to do it. It's just to speed up the entire process, and it's a tool to use. It's not like the full service thing. You shouldn't fully rely on it. You can test it out and try that, but generally it's not going to work. The whole goal, like with that and with what I do, is to make money. Like if it's a crap piece of AI content, so if it ranks number one, it's not going to convert anyway, because it's just all fluff and someone would click off. And generally it won't help future rankings, because if it's got a high bounce rate, it's people are going to bounce off and you're going to lose your rankings. So it's kind of that 80-20 principle of trying to just, even if you spend a few minutes on it, just always try and sort the intro out and make it a little bit more for conversion focused, because there's no point in AI content if it's not going to convert, in my opinion.
Yeah. Same with the human written content can be just equally bad, right?
Well, that's the thing. When it first came out, I've been using it years now. I actually want to look at my billing just to see how many times I've ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, everything. And when I changed over from I've had multiple writers and agencies as well for the projects. And when it changed to AI, even back then with ChatGPT 2, I believe it was, the content was better than most of the writers anyway. So it's one of those where it's hard, because even if you hire a writer now, they're going to use AI. So it's like, why would you do that step and having to manually check? And it's not worth the effort. I'd rather just leave that out, do the AI content, and then hire a professional editor to actually go through and do it.
Yes, that's a good approach. I actually work this way too. Yeah, it's very comfortable. It speeds up the work, and I wouldn't say it's AI generated text. Which LLMs do you actually use? Do you have any preferences? Do you use for different purposes different LLMs?
Yeah, different purpose, different LLMs. So it changes all the time. And when this probably comes out, it could change totally different to what it is, because sometimes like ChatGPT is better, then a new model of Claude would come out, and then Claude beats it, and then it kind of changes all the time, and then DeepSeek's out now. But generally speaking, right now is ChatGPT for the basic kind of logic, more internet searches, and more strategic planning. And then Claude I use more for the writing. Perplexity is more for the research and for statistics generation. It's really good at getting the sources. And it's really good for pulling in like YouTube videos, social media posts, and getting that entity of like a person or a business, which is really good. And since DeepSeek's came out, and Perplexity is actually better than Perplexity Pro, the DeepSeek model's really good. I don't know if it's because it's like a China-based program, because it actually scrapes websites more and actually goes into detail. And with a lot of these, they can't like legally do that. So like now, since that's came out, the content's like the research is 10 times better.
So with the rise of LLMs and such a fast ways of creation, content creation, what are the fastest ways to rank?
With that, it's just getting the content out there, getting the keyword research and then publishing the content. So you can publish multiple pages at once. As with news sites, I use like a first rank index theory, which Charles Float came up with. I believe he came up with originally, which is basically getting all the content on the website before making it live, because Google puts that all in the index, and it's stored in the index for like the first 2 years, and then it updates. So for me, it's like getting 500, 100 pages, getting the topical authority on the website before it's live, and then publishing it. But it's just getting the content out there and filling the topical authority. So just making it as quick as possible. AI agents is a good one to do this as well.
What other alternative ways to ranking fast are there, apart from content?
Well, Parasite SEO, that's the big one. That's why it completely changed from the SEO website model to Parasite SEO, because instead of like waiting for your website to build up, get authority and do all that, you can use Parasite SEO to leverage like newspaper domains, or even like LinkedIn Pulse, Medium, Reddit, Quora to do that. And then obviously use Odys for expired age domains. So I've done that as well for multiple sites. And then 301 expired age domains to the main website. That works really, really well to basically get the links for a lot cheaper than what it would cost to acquire the backlinks. And you get all that authority and brand signals from these websites as well.
Can you walk us through the examples of each of these techniques?
Yeah, sure. So with the age domain, so you can buy an age domain. Generally, I like to buy one which is already indexed in Google. It's not been dropped off for a while. And the links are fairly newish, like they're not like 10 years old links from Wikipedia. It would be in the last few years they've got links from Wikipedia still indexed. It'd be great if they have the knowledge panel. If they have a knowledge panel still indexed, all that, they're like perfect to actually build a website. If not, I generally use them to 301 redirect to the main website, and you can do that in a few ways. I've tried it every way now, but redirect straight to the homepage generally works. Redirect to a with acquired website.com page and then add internal links. That's probably the safest way. A lot of e-com people do this, but redirect their domain to category pages to help rank the category pages, which works incredibly well since Google favors like the e-com sites now. You can use them for PBNs, but I wouldn't suggest that with Odys domains because they're generally more vetted and high quality. You can use it for PBNs, but generally I go for the cheaper route for that sort of stuff.
Unless you want like quality PBN.
Quality PBNs, yeah. Well, if you're using it for your own personal blog network, which it actually came from, it's perfect. For like selling and ROI and stuff like that, it just depends. People just want the cheap way.
What about in like the niches that are very competitive? Wouldn't that make sense also to invest in like a better quality PBN?
Yeah, well, the best strategy, so PBNs are great and they work, but with that, you get more power of actually just redirecting it to the website. And there's not really a limit of actually redirecting it to your website. So I know a lot of people which they'd 301 redirect that domain to the website, and then a month later they redirect another domain, and they just keep doing it every month just to keep like the link velocity going. So it's not just like 10,000 links one month and then nothing the next month. It just keeps the velocity going, and that works really, really well with that. And obviously there's the like having multiple domains ranking in the SERP. It's not just redirecting. You could actually do that as a website if it's a relevant domain to what you're already in, and try and take as many SERP positions as possible, which is what I love to do, because you never know if a Google update will come along and then hit your main site, but you've still got a secondary site in the SERPs, and it's like a game theory playing the numbers sort of thing.
Yes. So actually, how can you leverage age domains to protect yourself from a Google updates?
Well, it's basically doing that strategy. So getting as many assets ranking in the SERPs as possible is what I do. I know Alex from Odys, he was telling me some very, very interesting strategies in the iGaming space. So if you are in that space, it's best off to contact you guys and actually figure that out, because I don't want to publicly say that stuff, but there's some really interesting ways doing it like that. But generally, like relevant domains and just getting them ranking in the SERPs as well. Because they've got so much power, it's a lot easier to rank. It's very similar to the Parasite SEO strategy crossover.
So for someone who hasn't used age domains before but is interested in starting, like what would you recommend? How should they select the right domain? Because that can be tricky.
Well, I'm a pretty chaotic person. I don't really, I'm hard with selecting the right domains and stuff. Generally for me, I look at the backlink profile, look like at the site, if it's indexed, if it has a chance of like getting in the SERPs again, and then go for it. I don't really care too much what niche it's in. So that's why my portfolio is mainly sleeping mattresses, but there's like sites about everything, like motorbikes, dating, VR, like every single niche ever. And I enjoy it that way, but I wouldn't suggest a lot of people do that. I'd stick to kind of what you know and build out the structure within that set.
And what to watch out for? Like any red flags?
With Odys, not so much because it's vetted.
Yes.
But with normal buying expired and aged domains is like what I touched on before, is making sure they've not been dropped for a while. You want them as they're expiring. Like you've got to make sure, like for me, it's still index pages and still quality, like Google favors the website. That's what I'm looking for. Google still likes the website. Obviously you want to check the history, like Wayback Machine, and make sure there's no like you'll find there's either like, if it's a very good like high authority website, if it's being used for spam, there'll be like adult content on, like Japanese, Chinese content on it and all that sort of stuff. So that's what you want to watch out for. You guys obviously check that, but with age domains, that's the key thing.
There are different providers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you really have to look carefully. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, funny actually, I totally forgot about this. My main website actually was trademarked. I didn't realize it. And I had it for 4 years doing like ranking perfectly, doing fine. And then the company messaged me saying, look, the brands, like people are thinking you're our brand, blah, blah, blah. It's still under our trademark. Change the website name, otherwise we're suing you. And then luckily that's the easiest way to get away with it. Like it could have ended a lot worse, but all I had to do was change the domain, redirect it, and it was fine. But trademark's a huge one because it's hard to actually find if it has a trademark or not. And I felt I got hit by that as well.
Oh, wow, that's a good story. Yeah. So can you tell us more about your favorite Parasite SEO's examples?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So is news sites, so you got paid and free options, so it depends what you want to do. So the free options are generally like social media websites, which rank really well in the SERP. So your LinkedIn Pulse still does well, Medium still does well. It changes quite often of what happens. Like LinkedIn Pulse is not as good. Medium still works really well. What I found with Medium and LinkedIn both is creating a company page on LinkedIn and creating your own publication on Medium. So that just costs $5 to do a month to do your own publication. And because you've paid money, it's more, Medium likes it and it tends to index 10 times better than what just a free account would. It's more trusted. So they're still my favorite because it's high ROI. It's basically 100% ROI because all you're paying for is your time and content. So you can use AI content and publish that and bulk spin it. So you can use ChatGPT Canvas to spin it from a LinkedIn article to the Medium. So it's slightly different. Reddit's really, really good, and I've made a lot of money from Reddit, but it's a lot harder now.
Why?
Just the moderators. They're a lot. Okay. It's a lot more. The detection, like algorithms and everything, are really, really good at banning accounts and getting over that. So for me, Reddit's a lot. It's not really worth it as much. You can get away with it if you're like special, but it's a lot trickier than what it used to be. Quora's really good. They rank for everything, and then the paid sites is where like the fun really happens. It's basically working out if you're going to make an ROI from that asset. So you can get posts on massive newspaper websites, but it's really good for like local businesses, or if you're trying to target like a local geo, because you can get like Manchester, I probably shouldn't say the names, but like Manchester Evening News and stuff like that, and you can get a post on their website and it may cost you like a few $100s. It's cheaper than like a worldwide website or like a massive website targeting everywhere, but it's really relevant to Manchester, say, so you can rank in Manchester very easy for these topics. So local websites is brilliant, or if there's a high enough ROI to target like an e-commerce or iGaming in that specific city, you can rank very, very easy. There was a case of I believe it was alabamanews.com, something like that, very close. So an Alabama news website, and they started publishing iGaming content. Was it? No, yeah, casino. I think it was online casino was the keyword, and they ranked number one for quite a while just for that. So just a random newspaper in the US, and they must have made a killing just from, because with iGaming you don't have to rank for long periods of time. Like if you rank for a month or 2 weeks for like a keyword like that at the top, you're going to make a lot of money, close to millions, because it's like lifetime commissions on a lot of the stuff.
And the story with Forbes, right? A lot of people ranking off of that.
Forbes is crazy.
What do you say about that?
Well, a lot of people don't realize Parasite SEO has been around for years. People call it different words like barnacle SEO, satellite SEO. It's like white hat and black hat, and it's online reputation management and brand protection as well. Similar thing. But yeah, Forbes came out that it's basically hired a content agency because they can't do it themselves to publish these affiliate articles to go online. Independent.co.uk, they do the same thing with their casino and gaming. They just hire an independent affiliate like network who knows the score, knows what they're doing to write the content and use their domain as a parasite to rank this content.
Exactly.
And all the newspapers do it. Google with their like the parasite update, site reputation management abuse. They generally at the start just hit the news sites for the coupon pages and stuff like that, because all the big sites had coupon pages to rank for all that. Generally, most of them have been hit now. With the thing with this as well, if a website has been hit, the coupons are generally dead for a lot of those, but we wouldn't get in that anyway. That's just their personal project. But for the affiliate stuff, they generally put it in a subfolder. And then because Google can algorithmically detect this content and work out if it's paid or Parasite's not supposed to be there, they have to do it manually. So basically they'll manually hit it. And then when a next Google update comes along, generally it will start ranking back again because it was just manually penalized and not algorithmically. And then also what these big newspapers do is change the subfolder and just redirect all the content. And then you'll see instantly it ranks. And that's what happened with Forbes. So Forbes got hit because it came out, it's selling pages and doing that. Yeah. And then what they did is change from /advisor to /portfolio and put all the content there. And then instantly hundreds of traffic. But then since then they've taken it off. So I don't know what's happened behind the scenes. Maybe Google have told them to do that, or someone said don't do it because you're going to danger your entire site. But it works, that strategy. And then if it isn't in the limelight, like what Forbes is, they get away with it. And there's hundreds of thousands of newspapers. You can use, generally the popular ones are the Asian countries, South Africa, India, places like this. And those websites still rank really, really well in the US and other geos as well.
Wow. So do you think Google updates are going in that direction of addressing that problem at all, or you think that's safe?
I think it's safe because Google, the whole algorithms on authority and the link base and user signals and social signals and all that stuff like that is getting more popular and more in the algorithm, and you can manipulate that if you really wanted to, and it's perfect to do. But it's all based on that, and authority wins. It's not going to trust a brand new website trying to rank for, I don't know, best gold places in Dubai. It's going to rank the big newspapers or the authority sites, which are either niche relevant but high authority, or just general high authority websites. So I can't see it going away because it's just going to mess the entire SERPs up. So it should be around to stay.
So that's around to stay. How about black hat SEO? Is this around to stay? Especially since competition is getting harder and harder. It's getting even harder to rank. Do you think we will see bigger spread of black hat techniques into areas they haven't been as prevalent? Because iGaming, of course, that's what you deal with every day. But will we see more of black hat coming to other verticals?
Yeah, well, it's kind of annoying when people say white hat and black hat because anything trying to rank your website and buy links and do all this stuff, it's black hat. Trying to manipulate Google is black hat. So you're trying to rank the website, trying to optimize the content. It's black hat. That's what it is. But obviously there's levels to it. So when I speak about black hat, it's not so much black hat. It's not trying to penalize people's websites. It's not trying to take over with malware someone's website and you repurpose that for iGaming or stuff like that. So when I speak about black hat, it's still trying to rank and basically get the links, get authority, write the content, and just optimize for this. Obviously there's ways in buying more links and doing all stuff like that. But a lot of people think of it like black and white, but generally everyone is on that level because Google doesn't like any of this stuff anyway. So I think it's still here to stay. It works. People say exact match domains don't work. They still work really, really well, especially in the local industry. You see it a lot with locksmiths and stuff like that. Yeah. So exact match works really well. It's just how the algorithms work both on Google and Bing. So even if something doesn't generally work on Google, it still works in Bing as well for a lot of these things. But it's generally just normal SEO, and I think it's here to stay unless Google really changes the whole business model. But it's $1 trillion business, and they're never going to change the business model massively because it's just going to kill it for LLMs to take over.
Yeah, so what about negative SEO? Do you think that there will be more negative activity against the competitors in the field, or do you see any in which direction it's heading?
It's basically money. So if whatever SERPs and whatever niches have more money in it, you're going to get more people spending money in making the site better, high authority, better for users, more content, more links. But then you get the opposite direction as well of people trying to attack your website, send spammy links and do all stuff like that. So generally it's where the money is. So iGaming, there's a lot of money. Anything like that, mattress, sleep, there's a lot of money in that, but compared to like sewing or, for example, mum and dad's blogs, you're not going to get it as much as that.
Of course,
it's not going to happen because it's not worth their time to do it. But it's funny, like with negative SEO, like I've had it a few times where people send spammy links to your website, but it just ranks the website even more a lot of the times. Because if you've got a good link portfolio, it just balances it out and it just helps you.
Okay.
There's caveats to this, which I probably shouldn't really touch on online. But it's still here to stay, and for the vast majority of people, it's not going to affect you.
Okay. So we know how important brand protection is for iGaming. Can you think of other niches where it's also worthy to explore?
Yeah, so with the brand protection, which I didn't really touch on, so like brand protection and online reputation management are quite similar. So for me, it is basically just taking over as much SERP positions as possible. For example, as well, because I've got more into software. With your software, you want to rank for all your money keywords. So software review, your software versus another software alternative. So you want to be ranking for all these keywords, and it's just brand protection on your actual brand, your main money keywords. So you're not being taken advantage of different affiliates or different brands trying to steal this. You'll find it a lot with software companies of like how to cancel HubSpot, and it'll be the main competitor writing all this content to rank and tell people to change over. So it is just basically covering the right keywords on your website. And then if you get another assets to rank in Google, like another age domain, do that as well. And then Parasite SEO, so all those separate domains to rank for the branded term, or for like online reputation management. If something bad press comes out online, like in the US, they have to file for bankruptcy and it's all online, and people just want to push that off the SERPs. There's a cool video about Andrew Tate's done one recently, but so has Jeremy Clarkson. And he's talking about PR, because online reputation management is very similar to PR strategies as well. And he talks like if anyone in the newspaper just starts doing bad PR about him, he just goes to a newspaper and goes, I'm going to run for Prime Minister. And then everyone just writes about, Jeremy Clarkson's running for Prime Minister. And then it automatically pushes all the negative stuff down because everyone's writing about this instead.
Yes.
So it's just basically getting as much assets, saying a certain thing about your brand or the keyword to protect your brand, protect the keywords, which you're trying to target, the money keywords, or to push negative stuff out the SERPs.
When do you think it's better to outsource brand protection services versus like doing them in-house?
You can do it in-house, but there's quite a bit to it. Like SEO, there's always like different levels and stuff. So it depends on how bad it is. Like most cases you are going to need a professional to do it. But some cases it's just doing the basics of like EAT, to be honest with you. It's getting all your social media pages and getting a few posts on like LinkedIn Medium and other vocal media, other stuff like that, which ranks in Google. And it does change with different niches like scam keywords and stuff like that, and yellow pages and stuff ranks. So it changes with different verticals. So you want the basics down of having your brand protected on social media platforms because they rank really well for your brand. And then getting as many different assets. But that's hard to understand unless you actually go through Google and check what's working in your specific niche. So generally you are going to need someone to do it.
Yeah. So how does brand protection relate to EAT actually?
So very, very similar so EAT is all external signals. It's not, obviously you do have it from your own website, but you can't just say on your website, you are the best SEO in the world, and Google's going to pick you up and say, he's the best SEO in the world. He said it on his website here. You need multiple different websites saying the same thing for Google to pick up to actually say, he is that person. He does do this. So it's all external factors, and having different people and different websites mentioning that. It changes with different stuff. Like you can check for the knowledge panel for a lot of the times, and different industries pick up different things. I know like Julian Goldie, he had a knowledge panel, and like udemy.com would be the thing getting picked up in that. Craig Campbell has a funny story about the IMBD, I believe it is, the actor network, because he's like does the acting on the side, and that's what comes up in his knowledge panel. So it's different sites which do it.
We're slowly running out of time. Can you just tell us for the wrap up, like the future of brand protection and EAT? Where do you see it's going?
For that, it's going to be a lot more important. So social media user signals, like less bounce rate. It's basically creating a better site because Google, it hates AI content, and creating a better site and better user signals does that. And EAT and brand protection basically give the algorithm and shows Google that you're a real person. It's not fake and it's not just AI spam. So I think it's just going to be more and more popular as it goes. AI content becomes easier and easier to do. It's harder to fake the signals, external signals. So over the next few years, it's going to become a must. You should be doing it anyway. You should be doing all the things, but it's going to be one of those things where if you're not doing it, it's not going to help your website.
Thank you, James. And thank you, everyone, for watching. If you have more questions to James, don't hesitate to contact him. He's one of the Odys mentors. You can always sign up for a consultation. Check our website, follow James on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for your time again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.